So, standing or sitting and in your space, wherever you're practicing, aware of the space around you. We sometimes emphasize in embodiment that place does matter. It's different practicing outside or inside. Most of us feel quite different whether the sun's shining or it's raining all day. And having a sense of space around us, awareness of where we're practicing, how that might affect us. And it might even be as simple as turning away from the computer screen and looking outside the window, having a sense of sky and air out there, different elements. If you are confined to your house right now, you can still have some choice in the matter. Where are you facing? Where are you looking? Where are you standing? Are you wearing shoes or socks? How much can you be in touch with the surface you're standing on or sitting on? That might be our first consideration and choice. And then the first few moments, really feeling our contact with the ground. So if you're on a chair, recommend sitting towards the front edge with your feet solid on the ground. You could even press your hands on your thighs or your knees for a moment to feel that connection with the earth, even if you're sitting. And we can breathe out and bend our knees slightly, so there's a sense of dropping down, relaxing our arms, breathing in, straightening. Doing that a couple of times, bending the knees on the exhale, straightening on the inhale, and always keeping the knees unlocked. So, in other words, not pushing them right back, which creates a backward curve in the spine. Softly straightening, keeping them unlocked. With our awareness through our feet on the earth. If you're okay to, you could close your eyes to enhance your proprioceptive awareness of your body in space and what you're touching. And if your eyes are open, you could choose to look down towards the ground for a more calming effect, or directly ahead for a more wakeful effect, which is still quite steadying. And then straightening the knees, again with that very soft bend still there, just enough so that you're not locking your knees. And then on the in-breath, letting your hands float up, and on the out-breath, bringing them down. At the end of the exhale, pressing down through the hands and breathing in, relaxing and floating up. From the side, it looks like this. Relaxed, and then exhale, pressing down. What else do you notice you're doing with your body as you make this movement? Is your breath changing? Are other muscles engaging other than the arms and hands? then you next move your hands down, creating this downward, almost like a pushing movement, pressing down movement. Notice how you're breathing, where your muscles might be contracting and your body activated. And then relaxing your hands, arms, wrists, and softly bending your knees again. Notice how you're breathing now and how your body feels. And then pressing down again, straightening the knees somewhat, noticing how you're breathing. Certain amount of effort in the body now. And then letting that go, staying upright, just bending the knees, relaxing the arms. Noticing the change in your breath. And I'm noticing my tummy starts to gurgle when I relax, so some digestion is stimulated. And when I'm in this position, this pressing down, you can try it out once more. I notice a lot of contraction in my belly. That could be inhibiting my digestion. And then when I let that go, belly softens a bit, breathing is easier, and the digestion seems to start up again. So a very simple way of noticing this kind of thing. We might be slightly on alert. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes we need that. And when we don't need it, we can relax. And I'm not lying down. I'm not going to sleep. I'm more in that rest and digest response where my body can function better and learn. And perhaps when I'm here all the time. Too much of the time. And then we can shake that off. And then finding this middle way of standing where we're upright, alert, arms relaxed, alert in a relaxed way, I should say. So looking straight ahead, shoulders and arms at ease. Belly relaxed enough to breathe easily. I'm getting some confirmation there, a little gurgle again. Digestion is happening. And with awareness of your body and your feet on the ground, taking some mindful steps around your space. If your balance is quite good, you can go slowly. If your balance is a bit challenging, it can help to speed up. And you could experiment with your gaze, looking down towards the ground, or looking up, forwards or up. And how that difference in gaze can affect your embodiment. And then stopping and standing, keeping your gaze in a particular place where you choose it to be right now, towards the earth, straight ahead, slightly up towards the sky, in a comfortable way, so probably not this far because you would get a bit of a stiff neck. So what would be sustainable for the next few minutes? And then noticing your breathing. Standing and breathing. Thich Nhat Hanh, Zen Master Thich Nhat Hanh is always emphasizing to stay with our breath, to create a bridge to the present moment. He writes in this little book, if you see something along the way that you want to touch with your mindfulness, the blue sky, the hills, a tree or a bird, just stop. But while you do, continue breathing mindfully. You can keep the object of your contemplation alive by means of mindful breathing. If you don't breathe consciously, sooner or later your thinking will settle back in and the bird or the tree will disappear. So we can see how this might work for us in the walking meditation. So walking along, staying mindful of your breath, looking straight ahead or a little down or a little up. Are you able to stay with walking and breathing, as well as noticing your space, the things you can see? And then if there's something you want to stop and look at, stop, stand or sit, letting your gaze take it in. Stay with your breathing. And moving again. Noticing what we do when distraction arises. So at the moment you realize you've become a bit distracted, maybe you've lost your body, your breath, and or what you were gazing at, and then reset, coming home again, arriving back to the present moment, body, breath, sense of sight, reconnecting, stopping, looking, breathing. Moving again when you're ready, stopping again when you feel like it. And then pausing again somewhere in your space. Can you be in your body? Knowing you're breathing. And being open to your senses, especially your sense of sight. We can take this practice into our lives to stop, be aware of the body, or it might even be done during moving. Stop the distraction, come home to the body, feel the body, whether it's moving or still. Feel the body is breathing, know that we're breathing. Knowing we're alive in this moment, and then whatever sense we want to focus on, it might be our sense of touch, it might be something we're looking at if we're out in nature, smell, really focusing on that whilst still being present in the body, in the breathing body as well. It can bring the present moment very much to life from an embodied point of view.